And I haven't been fired a lot, but I've been fired before where I sat there and I hung up the phone. The producer calls me and he was in tears because he was like, "This is a shock. We already shot the thing." And I remember he says, "Like, I just want to get to it, but this is the way it is." And I said, "Hey, listen, let's not make this weird. I love you. I love working with you. Let's just, hey, we'll keep in touch, man. I appreciate the job." And I hung up, and it was one of those moments where I'm numb. You're numb, and you look at the ceiling, and you see the one spot of black or whatever it is on the ceiling, and you just stare at it. And then I took a deep breath, and I go, my dog came up to me, and I go, "Oh, but look, I have this dog, and I have a roof over my head, and I'm not dead." And I started to say these gratitudes, which kind of helped, even though I half believed them, half didn't. But I've been in that position where you're like, okay, and you're almost embarrassed. I think you are. I think part of it's embarrassment. Like, everybody's going to know I got fired. No one's going to hire me. And it's a very difficult kind of thing. You could easily spiral downward, but I didn't.
Without a doubt. And that's why it's important to, I'm sure your dog pulled you out of it, but it's important to have, to have that strength of mind. I think, I say, I did a documentary a couple of years ago on failure in the acting industry. And it's really interesting how at first nobody wanted to talk to me. At first everybody was like, "Well, fuck, I'm not touching that. I don't want to touch failure." But, once I started kind of opening up the subjects and talking about difficult times they've had in their careers, or a bad review, or a series of bad reviews, a bad word, you start to understand it's just another part of the business that you have to navigate. That, you can be on the highs. The highs are great. Fucking highs are great. Getting work, money, all that's great. But the lows are hard. And sometimes the lows, I think you learn more in the lows than you do in the highs. It's in the lows when you sit there and go, let me think about this. Let me think about this. I mean, how am I doing today? You really have to work on yourself and really kind of get in touch with something that I think will teach you resilience. You'll learn resilience. You don't learn anything from success. You just bob along when everything's going well. Yeah, it's great. It's only when you hit a hard time that you go, let me ask me. You start asking yourself questions. Start thinking, am I tough enough to get through this? Am I resilient enough to get through this? Can I push through this difficult time? And I've had difficult times, and right now things are great. But if I hadn't have had those tough times, I don't think I'd appreciate the times where I am now. So I see those dark days as a part of the business, and to be embraced just as much as the successful.
Yeah.